Okay, what's up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back. Welcome back. Like always, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out the Telegram channel, link in the description below. Feel free to check out IC Markets is the recommended broker that I'm currently using for the past 3-4 years now. So if you want to check them out, I do have an affiliate link in the chat. So feel free to use it if you want to. And make sure you are subscribed and drop a like if you haven't done already. But yeah, guys, welcome back to the channel. Had some crazy momentum yesterday for a lot of pairs. I was about to say just dollar pairs, but it was actually across the board. A lot of movement. You can see Euro USD currently down. Big push to the downside, looking absolutely crazy. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens next. Again, a lot of pairs are quite oversold, overextended. So could be seeing some retracement, maybe even for the rest of the week. Especially for the dollar pairs anyway. But yeah, we did see some good movement yesterday, and I think a lot of people caught some good trades. Seox, what is up? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Frenesis, what is up? Good morning. Moch, as always, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Inzai? Pascal? Yeah, I'm just going to call you Pascal. Morning, pound AUD, euro pound, we'll take a look, no problem. AK, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Mipo, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. NJPY, please, can I send you my setup in the community Telegram? Sure, send it in the Telegram. I mean, I'll take a look at NJPY on the stream as well. Anus, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. Melba, what is up? Morning. Welcome to the stream. Sergio, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Woke up early today, so I won't miss anything. Been a while, I didn't watch the stream. Yeah, welcome back. I mean, I think you said you're in Canada, or the States or something like that. So yeah, you're doing well to be up for the stream. Yeah, some ridiculous AM. So kudos to you. Ravd, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Pound CAD, we'll take a look. Yeah, much appreciate it. Yeah, we'll go through USD CHF. I mean, the dollar, I was short on pound USD, long on USD CHF, so the dollar news did bless me a little bit. Matijo, what is up? Hope you're doing good. HBR, what is up? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Enrique, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Look at Euro Pound. Okay, Stavros, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Okay, so we'll start with Euro Pound, Pound AUD that was requested first. And I'll take a look at NZJPY as well. And yeah, any other pairs people are looking at, drop it down in the old chat. Okay, so we'll start with Euro Pound and Pound AUD. So yeah, Euro Pound's actually looking good for some longs. Euro Pound's looking good for some longs. This is what I was talking about yesterday on the stream. I was doing some shorts earlier in the week, but I did get stopped out with this move here at break even. And then ever since price started to break through the trend line here, and especially break through this prior swing high here on the left, yeah, that was red flags to be for sales, and we could actually be looking at price going higher. And that's exactly what price did. Big push to the upside, breaking through that structure, and obviously breaking through that resistance there as well. So with Euro Pound, I definitely have to favor buys with this setup. Definitely have to favor buys. I do like the structure as well. We're seeing some really good momentum here to the upside, really nice impulsive moves. It originally started from here, saw another one here and another one there. So we're actually seeing some really good momentum to the upside, some good structure. Obviously price is starting to print some higher lows here. Got original low down there, another higher low, another higher low. Could be looking at a retest of this structure for price to go bullish again. So I actually do like the setup here for Euro Pound. A retest of 0.88, or there's a lot of 8s there. 0.88875 around this area. Just retest that structure. Does look like a good place to look to go long. And target wise, I was talking about this high here yesterday. And it looks like a good place to target. You've also got the wick here. That wick high is also not a bad place to target. A bit more, a bit more sensible of a target there. But obviously that target does make sense too, because if the trend is going to continue on the higher time frames, which we've been doing since March 2022, you would expect us to reach the highs anyway. So that's what I do expect to see Euro Pound heading towards over the next kind of a couple of days or so. But yeah, for Euro Pound, as long as we stay above this level, I do favor buys for this one. I do favor buys in the retest of that structure. Like I said, you can either push it back to this high here or back to those 4H swing highs all the way up there. But I do like the buy opportunity. It seems that price is starting to find some support slightly higher up, but I wouldn't read too much into that. It's more lower time frames, and I would want price to come a little bit lower to buy that back up again. 0.888, like I said, a lot of 8s will make a lot of sense to buy. Stop loss underneath the zone, and looking for either push to this level or potentially that level there. So yeah, that Euro pound setup does look good. After price is starting to print some good impulse momentum back to the upside, I do like the buys for this one. So yeah, Euro pound looks good. Definitely bullish bias there. Looking at buys at 0.888. So yeah, the same pretty much idea as Enrique. So nice, looking good. I mean, yeah, if you see a retest of that, good confirmation, should be a decent little trade. Just, you know, if we can get that price, might just dance around that spot for a while, but we'll have to see. Anyway, pound AUD, we'll take a look at that one next. Pound AUD looking interesting. So pound AUD still bullish bias, still looking for price to return back to these highs all the way up there at 1.82. So still looking to go long, but I'm not really seeing a good opportunity to go long just yet. I suppose if we can break through these highs, the retest of that will make a lot of sense. On the retest of that structure, buys back up to 1.82. I do like that setup there. But there's nothing here for me to buy. Price is right now respecting that prior resistance, price swing high. So yeah, there's nothing to buy. If we come lower, I'm not really a fan of this trend line because price didn't create new highs from that move. So even though, yes, we can kind of connect the dots with the higher lows, we didn't actually form new highs. So it's not the strongest trend line in the world. So yeah, it potentially could bounce again. It could still bounce, but it's not something that I would look to buy from. I think the cleanest and the best opportunity I can see right now is definitely a break of 1.8. Break through that resistance. It's a nice impulsive break, you know, like we saw here, really nice, good momentum. A retest that structure will look good for some longs, and simply just targeting the highs back to where we came from with pound AUD. So I do like the buys with pound AUD. We're still seeing these higher lows develop. You know, ever since this low here, start of February, we've been forming consecutive higher lows on the way up. So I really do like the structure here for pound AUD. But right now we're starting to respect the highs. So you want price to commit, show direction, show momentum to the upside again. Because right now we're starting to reject highs, and maybe price wants to actually go lower first. So if you can start to commit, break through some good structure, retest it, look for your entry pattern, and then yeah, continuations back to 1.82, 1.825 looks good. So yeah, I'm still pretty bullish on pound AUD, but at the moment we need a bit more development before I see a good opportunity to trade it, at least on the 4H time frame anyway. But yeah, not interested in sells one bit with pound AUD. As the JPY will take a look as well. Pound CAD will take a look as well. RAVD, no problem. Sent it. Okay, do you send it on the Telegram? Sales. I mean, I'll take a look at NZJPY now. Miko, I'm in Niger. Nice. Welcome to the stream, bro. Melba, thank you for the signal. I got money on UCC chat. Good to hear. Looking to sell pound yen right now. Yeah, pound yen. I was looking to buy that one, but I think I've missed the entry for that one on pound yen. It was on my watch list coming into the week. I'll go through it in a second. Yeah, Canada's 5. Yeah, that's crazy. 5 a.m. I really rate the commitment there. 5 a.m. is not the nicest time to wake up. Okay, so NZJPY, you said you were talking about buys, sells here, sales. Okay, you haven't said anything. So yeah, NZJPY, I was coming into the stream looking to long this, not coming to the stream, coming into the week, sorry, to long this. So I had a really nice setup mapped out, retesting 84 something, 84.266, looking to go long on that level. We did see some type of fluctuation there. Price was throwing some wicks, mainly during the Asian session. And then we came into London. Price was throwing some wicks to the upside. Wasn't really much of a fan of that level. We had some resistance here on the left that price was respecting. And then obviously we had the news and prices kind of capitulated to the downside. But now it's coming back to actually retest the underside of the level that I mapped out for buys. And it's obviously broken through the trend line there as well. So I'm no longer bullish. Well, I'm still technically bullish on NZJPY, but there is no valid buy setup here unless we were to break, completely back above. Let me go back to the charts. Unless we were to completely break back above, then I'll consider looking to go long. If it looks good, then yeah, but I think there'll probably be better trades out there anyway. So it's probably something that I would just keep an eye on. So yeah, I'm not really looking to long this pair. If anything, the sells make a lot of sense now because price is obviously holding that as resistance and obviously below the trend line. So sells make a lot of sense. Coming back into this support level here as well. This is a really good support level around 83,600. Many tests of that level. If we can successfully hold this level, there's a good chance we'll probably just see another swing to the downside and go and retest 83,600. So I do favor the sells against the JPY. Maybe you can get maybe an hourly or maybe 30-minute time frame for some entries. I do like that big stab to the upside with that wick. That's a good sign that the market is starting to find some resistance there and could be forming another lower high. We've obviously got the consolidation up here. Since then, we've had a really nice push to the downside, formed a lower high here. Potentially could be forming another one here, retesting some structure there on the hourly time frame. So yeah, I think there could be some short-term sell opportunities for NZJPY. Back down to this level here. Potentially could go further. If we are going to have a reversal, this could actually reach these lows here. But yeah, we won't talk about that right now because it's still quite far away. But yeah, there's some ideas for some sells, short-term sells. Buys, I'm not looking at buys anymore. Even if we do break above, I'm not too sure if that will be as great an opportunity as when it was at the start of the week. So I probably will disregard it for now. But yeah, so I can see some potential sells on the lower time frames, but still no confirmation yet, and that will be important to define the trade. Okay, pound CAD will take a look as well. So yeah, pound CAD, I'll go for USD CHF to go through some dollar pairs as well. USD CAD, we'll take a look. USD INR, interesting. I don't think I've looked at that pair. Is that dollar Indian rupee? Yeah, I don't think. Maybe I have. Not for personal, probably for someone else on the stream. But we'll take a look. Pound yen gold, we'll take a look. Amaz, what's up? Hope you're doing fine. I'm doing good. Hope you are as well. Please can check AUD CAD if you get a chance. Okay, we'll take a look. Big news today. Is there news today? We're gonna have a look quick see. Yeah, I haven't actually checked the news for today. I mean, we obviously had the Powell speech yesterday, so I've kind of switched off to news for a little bit. So Wednesday, 8th of March. Okay, yeah, we do have some news today. We've got some dollar news, 115. And we've also got Bank of Canada interest rate decision. Interesting stuff. 3 p.m. This is all UK time, by the way. So obviously, whatever that correlates to the time zone you're in. And we've got another little Fed Chair Powell testimony at 3 p.m. as well. Will be interesting. So yeah, we do have a bit of news today. Dollar and CAD should be at the forefront of that. I'm still in a dollar position, but that's already break even. So if price fluctuates, it fluctuates. There's no risk on the table there. But yeah, I'm not looking to get into any trades at the moment. So yeah, I'll just be managing USD CHF. Anyway, but thank you for pointing that out, HBR. Okay, so we'll go through pound CAD, and I'll go take a look at USD CHF. Okay, so pound CAD sold off quite heavy. Sold off quite heavy yesterday. We had this really nice head and shoulder pattern forming, left the old head and the right shoulder. So I'm still looking at pound CAD coming back down to this support level. We've kind of got these three major lower highs on the daily time frame. If I zoom out, you can see we've got a massive one over there. We've got a second one over here, and we're looking at a third one over here as well. And we can connect them quite nicely with this trend line. So we're just looking for price to return to support. All price is doing since the high created over there, it's just being up and down, and we're expecting this kind of wedge pattern to continue until we eventually get a breakout, breaking through some highs or breaking for the lows, and then we can probably see a trending market again. But right now the market's kind of just squeezing into this area, and the most logical next destination we expect price to reach is back down at these lows at 1.61. Obviously there's a key level of support here which price will probably start dancing at maybe. It did reject price a couple times, so this is a logical place to probably look for some short-term buys. But I would say if you're looking at pound CADs, you want to be focusing your trades up around these areas here and down at these areas here. Anything in here is no man's land. I say that because we're in the middle of an indecisive pattern. Wedge represents price committing to a direction. It hasn't committed yet, but it's about to. So we don't really have that edge of a particular direction yet with these patterns, consolidation, wedges, anything that kind of represents price ranging. So the best places to get involved is selling up high and buying low. And down here, yes, I suppose there's a nice level of support, but it's not a level of support that has too much confluence about it. It's not really in a really good area where there's a lot of confluence either. So I would just stay patient with pound CAD. If you caught some sales up here, very nice trade. If you're looking to get back involved with pound CAD, you either want price to come back up to these highs or break lower, and there might be some short-term buys maybe back up to retest this level here. So that could be a nice little trade there. You've got a safe stop loss down low, and you can probably buy it back up to that structure, maybe even back to the highs of the trend line potentially. But yeah, pound CAD, I'm not really seeing anything right now. Like I said, I know it's that support, but there's not a lot going for that support. We want price to come to the extremes of the pattern, which will be up high around 1.64 or down low at 1.61. So yeah, I'm not really seeing too much in pound CAD. Did you say what buys you had for pound CAD or? So pound CAD, I'll just be looking at 1.64, 1.61. Anything in this area here is just noise for me. That's kind of my outlook there for pound CAD. USDC ETF currently in a position for this one. Played out pretty well. I was expecting this one to take some time, to be honest, but obviously the news had other ideas at play, which obviously I'm not going to be against. I'd rather price it, might take profit sooner than expected. It's testing that resistance now. So I have secured some partials, gone break even. The real target is up there at take profit 2 at 0.95299, coming back into that high there. I could have pushed it a little bit higher into that high, but I said let's be safe than sorry, and it already had like a 3.4 risk reward anyway, so there's no need to try and push it up a little bit higher. So that's what I'm looking to take the trade towards. Again, we've had a really nice reversal. Prices broke out this descending channel here with some really nice momentum, and especially from yesterday as well, picking up some good momentum as well. Retesting some good structure, really nice 4H bullish engulfing. A little bit annoyed that I missed the hourly time frame entry. This would have been the entry here on the hourly chart, which is where I normally enter my trades, which would have kind of like doubled the risk reward, I think. 5.36, so almost doubled the risk reward if I got on the hourly, which would have been a very nice trade. Fortunately entered in the 4H, but I can't complain. Still a decent trade we've got going here. So still pretty bullish on the dollar. I'll take a look at the DXY real quick. DXY just cleared these highs and also cleared these highs on the left. So not only are we breaking through this structure, we're also breaking through that structure as well, which is very important. It shows us that this bullish move is not messing around. It's most likely here to stay. So with DXY, I'm expecting more upside. As to how far, we could see price come up to these highs here. This is kind of the origin of where we had this corrected movement from. And more often than not, when price kind of breaks out that kind of corrected movement, it normally comes to the origin of where it started. So around 107, 107,500 is a nice little target for DXY. And as long as we maintain structure, this is now our higher low in the market. So as long as we stay above 104,200, we'll be looking for price to eventually continue higher up to those highs, 107, 107,500, and really go and test that structure. So DXY expecting more upside, some good areas we can look at DXY bouncing from. There's some of these areas here. The market is quite overextended, especially taking out, 1, 2, and 3 significant highs. It probably wants to retrace, which is obviously fair enough. And these are kind of good areas where DXY could look to potentially pick up the pace again. So 105.339, 105.035, which kind of translates to Euro USD retesting this level here as well. Potentially maybe up higher, but that's probably the best level I can see for Euro USD at the moment. So yeah, DXY is still pretty bullish for me. I probably expect to see some retracement, which will make sense, but I still do expect further upside. So pairs like Euro USD, Pound USD, ANZ USD, AUSD, expecting them to keep falling. USD-CHF, USD CAD, USD-JPY, even expect those pairs to keep going up, which will be interesting. So pretty much for those kind of pairs, it's very, very simple, structure, very simple analysis. We're just looking for pullbacks, looking to set it at areas of confluence, and keep that momentum going. But yeah, we'll take a look at some more dollar pairs. So USD CAD, I'll take a look at. Euro USD will go into. Take a look at USD INR as well. Yeah, gold melted. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to see some downside, but yeah, gold just picked up the pace completely. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold. Pound yen we'll take a look as well. That was on my watch list, so I'll make sure to take a look at pound yen too. Okay, so first, let me go with USD CAD and USD INR since that was requested first. Okay, so where is USD CAD? Can't find USD CAD. Maybe I took out my watch list accidentally. Anyway, so USD CAD, excuse me, USD CAD is looking pretty bullish. I don't really like USD CAD, to be honest. I don't like it, and I say I don't like it because this is just a complete mess on the daily chart anyway. Obviously, I do most of my analysis on the 4H. 4H doesn't look too bad, but I don't like the daily whatsoever. The market's still bullish, don't get me wrong. We can see we've been trending to the upside since these lows hit. So it is still a bullish market, but this doesn't fill me with too much confidence. So we can keep it simple and just focus on the 4H and focus on this piece of structure here. And in that case, we'll just be looking for a retest of these highs. So that looks okay. But the fact that we've taken out such major highs here, I don't really like to go long here. Because this is quite close to those highs. I'd like price to go a little bit deeper. That's me kind of being a little bit of a perfectionist. But it was a good breakout, so it's not a bad opportunity at 1.365. It'll be a hell of a retracement if we were to come back and retest that level. That's pretty much reversing the whole move to the upside. We kind of saw the news here. So if you came back and retested this level, price is pretty much just erasing everything the news has done, which will be interesting. Because if it comes back down impulsively, the longs won't look good. If it comes down correctively, the longs will look good. So that will kind of be a big factor as to where if the buys are good or not. If we're starting seeing big candles coming back down, I would not be a big fan of that setup. If it's corrective, sure, it could be a decent trade, trade it back to highs, and we might just see this trend continue back to those highs down the left. So yeah, USD CAD, that's the only logical place you can look to buy right now. Maybe on the lower time frames there's something there, but yeah, I'm not really seeing too much there. So 4H, that's the most logical place, 1.364. It's going to be quite a big retracement if we're to get there, so make sure you do study how price gets there. If it's a big impulsive leg, then we've kind of got impulse, which is not a good sign. If you get a corrective leg, we've got impulse correction, that's a good sign. And then you can start looking for some entries to take it further. But yeah, USD CAD definitely bullish, but bullish on the dollar pair. So yeah, we'll be expecting this to continue higher. But like I said, this is the only logical place to long USD CAD for now. USD INR, definitely do not have that on the old watch list, so we'll have to type that one out. Oh, I spelled it wrong. INR, there we go. Okay, so I have looked at USD INR before. Interesting. When did I look at this last? Probably drawing around here, so that's January. So I looked at it in January. Okay, so what's happened since then? Let's zoom out, take a look at the daily. Okay, so I had some arrows pointing up, so I had a bullish bias. Market did go up, didn't quite test that support level there. Okay, so what's next? I mean, if I just erase that, this looks like consolidation to me now. Let me look at the bigger picture. Okay, so this is a very comfortable uptrend. Obviously, most exotics are on uptrends. So yeah, I think a break of this high here could give you a really nice move. Typically, the distance of this consolidation, if I bring out this old tool here, the distance, wrong one. If I bring out the, where is it? There we go. So the distance of the consolidation, typically we could see the market do that again for the breakout. So if I clone this, we could see the market go and do it again to the upside. So a break of this level here could actually give a really nice buy opportunity in the higher time frames, and we could see prices continue a lot higher. In this area, I probably wouldn't look to trade it. I can see some higher lows being printed here, but I'm not a big fan. Maybe a buy of this level here could look good, depending on the entry, because we are seeing price starting to respect the support level quite a lot. We could go and retest the trend line as well and see another push back to highs. So let me delete this. So on the 4H time frame, you can get a nice bullish engulfing down here around 81.2. That could look like a decent opportunity back to highs, back into that same level of resistance up there. But I probably would just advocate waiting for the bigger breakout, and then you could probably get some much cleaner, easier buy opportunities to spot and trade. So yeah, USD INR, definitely bullish buys, because we can see the higher time frame trend is steaming to the upside. So you want to be focused on your longs. Forget about the shorts. That's my biggest advice. Not that you can't profit from the shorts, but if you look at this market here, if you're consistently looking for buys in this market, more often than not, you walk away for profit. If you're looking for sells, it's going to be a hard time for you. Again, not that you can't profit, but you just got probability on your side a lot more if you buy, just generally speaking. So buys down here, 81.2 look okay, but I think the breakout of the highs look even better. If you can get a really nice sharp breakout, retest the structure around 83, just follow that momentum as long as it goes. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook there for USD INR. Okay, so let me skip ahead. We'll take a look at pound yen next. Like I said, I was part of my watch list. Sergio, looking at the majors, euro, pound USD, not pulling back yet. We have news later. Do you think we have another drop before the pullback? Potentially, we could see another drop before the pullback. I don't think if we do have another drop before the drop before the pull. If we do have another drop before the pullback, I don't think it'll be too crazy. The markets are quite overextended. Pound USD plummeted really heavily. If I measure that in pips, that's a 200 pip drop for pound USD. That's some heavy type of stuff. Last time we did that, it was sort of down here. That's around 200, 230, and you can see the level of retracement we had. So I do think we can see some retracement for a lot of these dollar pairs. Even look at the DXY, that looks like it will probably retrace as well. So if we do have another drop, which again, nothing is 100%, so that possibility is there. We can have another drop to the downside, but I don't think it'll be too far. Nothing like we see now, or most likely. I shouldn't talk in absolutes. We could have another drop. We 100% could have another drop, but it's nothing there that you want to trade essentially, unless you're trading like the 5-minute time frame. You're trying to catch some lower high down there, then fair enough. But if you're looking at like 30-minute, hourly, 4H time frames, you want this one to retrace. So yeah, there's 100% there could be another drop, but it's just nothing that you probably want to get involved in. You want to see price start pulling back. So yeah, just stay patient, wait for the pullbacks, and you probably find some nice opportunities with the dollar pairs. I mean, they all look really good momentum. We've seen some clear bearish trends now, especially for like AUD/USD, Euro USD starting to look really good as well. Gold is looking decent as well. So you're just waiting for those pullbacks to short it back down and get some good confirmation. So if it does drop, don't worry about it, because if the dollar pairs head to where I think they're going, there should be a lot more downside for them, which means a lot more opportunities for us. Euro AUD, we'll take a look as well. DAX, okay, we'll go through some of the indices too. Love from Pakistan, big up Ramzan, much appreciated. What do you think will happen to the Australian dollar? I don't really have a bias or whatever for the Australian dollar. I have bias for some Australian dollar pairs like AUSD, AU CAD, which is definitely sell bias. We'll take a look at them in a moment. But I don't really have an outlook on the particular currency. I'll probably have to study fundamentals for that. So yeah, I'm just looking to whatever the market presents and I'll take advantage of that. Big Bang, was up? Morning, hope you're doing good. Rab D, no problem. Looking to see what happens after the Bank of rate decision today. Yeah, I mean, that'd be a good tactic. Yeah, probably want to wait for that Bank of Canada to come out. Because again, pound CAD is not really trading at a good area right now. It's kind of just in the middle of that kind of wedge pattern. So you want price to at least come up high or come down low. And maybe the Bank of Canada interest rate decision can actually help that happen. So yeah, I'll probably just stay patient, wait for that to happen. Obviously, don't want to try and guess the news either. Never really a good bet. Anyway, so we're going to take a look at gold. Seeing quite a few requests for gold. I'll go through some indices as well. And first, I'll go through pound yen. Okay, so pound yen coming into the week, bullish bias, looking to buy from 160. 161, I was going to say 164. We're looking to buy from 161 or almost 162 actually. Yeah, it kind of missed the opportunity. We bounced there Asian session. Again, I don't trade the Asian session. Yeah, I'm asleep, and typically the Asian session doesn't really move as much either. So yeah, I'm just not really interested in trading the Asian session at all. Even if that means I miss setups. If I miss setups, I miss setups. You know, I'm not here to catch everything. But yeah, pound yen, really nice bounce from 162. Obviously, we had some really nice higher lows joint up with this trend line here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I said yesterday that we had this consolidation. A lot of people have some sells and some buys within this range. Thank you so much, Leonard, for subscribing. If you guys are joining the channel, by the way, please make sure you do subscribe. It does really help out the channel, become part of the fam, and drop a like as well. It helps out the channel. I know a lot of people have been dropping likes recently. You hit some records with the likes, so I do really appreciate everyone showing the love there. But yeah, so for pound yen, we had this range. I was talking about people having stop losses at above the high and above the low, and I said if you could see price break the downside, take out the stop losses underneath this low, most likely we'll get a reaction. Number one, price will grab liquidity, and number two, we're testing another key area of confluence coming to 162, retesting that high and also that trend line as well, and I believe a fib level to 0.618 or maybe 0.786. Yeah, 0.786 there too. So I had some good confluence there. So I would have looked for some buys there if it was during like the London or New York session. You know, this would have been a good entry candle. A little bit aggressive, not seeing too much momentum, or you could have waited a little bit longer to enter on that candle. Either which way, good entry signals. So with pound yen, shorts do look good because obviously you're retesting this structure here, and we are seeing some really nice healthy wick rejections. So I actually do like the shorts there for pound yen. We could possibly come back down again. The fact that we haven't really ripped to the upside is not a good sign for the bulls. Typically when you see price, you know, breakout consolidation, tap into another level to try and go higher. Thank you so much, Nozeni. Thank you so much for subscribing. So yeah, typically when price, you know, takes liquidity and goes taps into another level of confluence or support resistance or supply or whatever, typically you normally see price really start to rally. That's a good sign. That means price has done its job and now we can really start moving the opposite direction. The fact that price is starting to consolidate and starting to see some wicks here is not a good sign for the bulls. And there's a good chance that the bears can succeed in pushing price right back down to where we came from. So I actually do like the shorts. Probably say 30 minutes is probably where you want to be looking to enter. Nice bearish engulfing. That could actually be a nice entry candle there. So at Anus, I do actually like the shorts for pound yen. If you do get nice bearish engulfing, stop loss above, nice targets back down to where we came from. Possibly you could go further if you break through support. But I will be monitoring to see how we do on the retest, because I may look to get involved if it's good. But in the meantime, I can see some short-term sells. Yeah, the market has been falling to the downside here on the low time frames. We had a high up there, second lower highs there, potentially a third one there as well. So we do have a bit of a bearish trend here on the lower time frame. So I do like the sell. Just will be interesting to see what we do at this support. Do we respect it, or do we potentially use it as a catapult to go back up again? So that's where my interest will remain for pound yen. But in the meantime, I do like the sells on the lower time frames. Like I said, 30-minute, if you get bearish engulfing, which should close in around 18 minutes, that could be a good entry signal. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold and through some indices. So yeah, gold had a massive meltdown, massive meltdown. I was looking to long gold down here. Obviously, there was no entry signal to go long, which is why I love using candlestick patterns to get involved with trades, because there will be a few setups like this for gold for me across other currencies where price just absolutely obliterates the level and there was just no sign of price rejecting. And that's literally what happened here. No sign of price rejecting. It just completely dumped. So if I set an order here, you know, I would have taken such an unnecessary stop loss on that. Anyway, gold, yeah, dropped to the downside. We're talking about some sell opportunities here. I said if price can break underneath this level, I do think we can see some nice sells because this looks like a fake out. The fact that we cleared the level of resistance 1845, but we didn't do it by too much, too much distance. And obviously we're starting to see some wicks here to the upside as well. So that was a clear sign that the fake out was likely. And if you got back below a retest of the level, would have presented some nice sells. Obviously, the news came in before the market had a chance to retest. So it would be difficult to get into that trade unless you're already in the trade above the level. Thank you so much, Daniel, for subscribing. I appreciate it. So yeah, there wouldn't really be any kind of sell signal there to get involved with that trade there, unfortunately, with gold. But nonetheless, price did have that fake out and then absolutely dumped to the downside. So gold looks like it's simply coming back down to that key level around 1800, 1810. Gold may have a bounce to the upside. I'm not looking to buy gold down here. I want to be buying gold on the higher lows. You know, price made a lovely higher high up there. I want price to be giving me some higher lows and some evidence that we are, you know, failing to push lower. This is not what I want to be seeing. Yes, we potentially could form a double bottom, and if we do, fantastic. I'll look to see if we can come back up again, and then I'll look for some more corrections, and then I'll look to buy gold on that next higher low. So that's what I'll be looking for from a bullish standpoint. From a bearish standpoint, you definitely want to see retracement. This is not a bad level if price can retrace back to this level here, around 1829, 1830 we'll call it. This was like a good level. This was the prior low that sent price up. We've broken through. That'll be a nice little level as resistance. If I whip at the old Fibonacci, you can see we're almost coming to that 50%. Maybe if price was to fall down a little bit further, we probably will come into the 50% there anyway. But yeah, I do like 1830 for some shorts. There might be some potential longs here. This is never really a trade opportunity which I would advocate people to look to take. It doesn't really go fit my plan. This is something that could come into fit my plan. You know, if I can get some good confluence there, that's something that these are the type of trades that I would look to take. This type of trade here, I would never look to take. Not that it doesn't work, it's not a part of my plan at all. So there might be some potential longs here. Feel free to have a stab at it if that's something that you're looking at. It does make sense. Obviously, this is a big level. This also corresponds to a higher time frame level as well. So there is some sense about it. But this is definitely the opportunity that I would say, you know, keep your eyes out for some shorts. If you can get some healthy retracement, maybe the news today could push price higher for some retracement. And then, yeah, we can get some nice continuation back lower, back down to 1808, maybe even further as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. Okay, so we'll go through some indices after US 30. Obviously, they all kind of dumped to the downside, obviously with the dollar strength. Okay, so where am I? Okay, AUD CAD, we'll take a look as well. Euro AUD through some indices. Bearish engulfing in H4 USD CHF now. Well, that cannot be correct because their H4 candle hasn't closed yet. So yeah, I'm not too sure what bearish engulfing you're seeing here because, well, number one, we've got 3 hours and 30 minutes before that 4H candle closes. That 4H candle could close potentially bullish. We don't know until it closes. And number two, yeah, it's just not really a good sell. Not because I'm buying it, but the trend is up. So yes, we potentially might see some downside I would expect to see some retracement, but I would expect it to be short-lived before price pushes bullish. You're better off waiting for some pullbacks to buy back in again rather than look to sell. So, I mean, again, if you're looking to sell, it's at resistance, fair enough, but at least wait for the candle to close, which you still got another 3 hours and 12 minutes for that to happen. And again, that candle might close as a bearish engulfing, it could close as a bullish engulfing and go higher. So it's important that you do wait for the candle close to actually get the full picture of what's actually happening, because live candles can fluctuate and do crazy stuff. So make sure you do wait for the candle to close. Anyway, we'll take a look at some indices. Then I'll jump over to AUD CAD and EUR/AUD. So yeah, indices dropped quite heavily. US 100, US 30, US 500. I said yesterday that price, you know, for all these indices, or those three in particular, were at some very, very key levels. All kind of pretty much doing the exact same thing. They're all kind of retesting similar levels and giving us similar price action. So I said, you know, if you can get some good signals here, look to short from these levels. You know, big wick to the upside, that's a really good sign there for US 500. US 30 came and kissed this level. This was the level that I gave out a couple weeks ago in my weekly analysis. I said US 30 was the bonus pair, and I was talking about this level here and also this level here as well to sell from. We originally did see a small sell from that level. Price came in respect to that support level, but then we had a lovely retracement, and then price come and smacked his head on that level at 33,500. And since then, absolute capitulation to the downside. So with US 30, we're still favoring big sell-offs for this one, back down to these lows here. So I think it's just the beginning of the end here with US 30. It's just the beginning of the end. So for me, there's a lot more downside for this one if my high time frame analysis plays out. I'm expecting the structure to continue back down to 29k down there. So if you're looking to get involved with US 30, you want to see some retracement, possibly a retest of this level here. That could make some sense. Correction into that level, and then get some more sells. There's really nothing to do here right now. We're testing some broken resistance as support. I wouldn't advocate looking to buy the pair. I'm definitely bearish bias on US 30, so I'm expecting this one to continue to rip lower, return back to this level here, and probably go a lot further as well, possibly down there. So if that is the case, all you want to be doing is look for the pullbacks. You know, good pullbacks at good areas of confluence. Just looking to short them on the way down. You know, take your profits at areas here on the left, or maybe fib targets, or risk reward targets, or whatever you're looking to do, or trail your stop loss either as well. But yeah, in terms of direction, US 30 for me is definitely bearish for my analysis. So only advocate looking for shorts. 33,200 looks decent for some sells, and that's about it. I'm not reaching any other level unless price was to come back and double top at those highs again. Then yeah, that level too, but I highly doubt it. So 33,200 looks good. Yeah, you want some retracement. US 100, same thing as well. Price came into this level here too. Big wick to the upside. Nice sell-off. Not as big as US 30, but still doing something similar. This may come up for a double top. And then reverse. So again, sales up here look fantastic. Stop loss above that wick there, and expecting price to continue. Long-term bias, looking at a push back down to these lows. Again, all we're looking at is just consistent lower highs. Just reading the structure. I just clone this and bring this along. Clone it again. And we're looking at another lower high forming over here. So next logical target, back down to lows, 10,600. So that's the plan there for US 100. If we can retest the high there, that will be very nice. We might even just retest the consolidation, so do keep an eye out for that as well. But yeah, looking for a push back down to these lows, and again, you can target these lows as price continues lower. US 500, similar as well, retesting that structure there, really nice support, retesting that resistance. So again, this might come up for a double top. Excuse me, this might come up for a double top. So again, really good place to look for some entries. Again, waiting for confirmations, don't just jump straight in. Stop loss above the wick. Looking for a push down into those lows here. And yeah, looking to take out that low, this low, and this low here especially. And again, very similar to US 100. We've got the consistent low highs. 1, 2, 3, and now potentially 4. And looking for a push back down there. So yeah, just more downside, look to sell the pullbacks until structure breaks, and then we'll reanalyze the chart if something changes. So as long as the lower highs are being respected, you're just looking to short every kind of bullish move. Not every bullish move, make sure there's confluence, make sure, it meets your plan. But essentially looking to short the pullbacks to the upside. We anticipate every bullish move is a pullback until it's not, until it breaks some structure. And long-term bias is all the way down there. But like I said, you can start taking profit out of all of these lows here as we go lower. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook there for the indices. Pretty, bearish bias. DXY, I expect the price to move up there. So it's kind of just in sync with everything else. And let's see how those opportunities play out. Anyway, let me go back to some FX pairs. Okay, so AUD CAD, we'll take a look. Bullish engulfing on pound U. Yeah, there's just no bullish engulfing on pound USD because we still got 3 hours left before that 4H candle closes. So there could be in 3 hours and 15 minutes or 3 hours and 10 minutes or whatever it is. But we don't know until 3 hours and 10 minutes if there's a bullish engulfing. And even if there is, I wouldn't look to buy it either. I've gone long on CAD CHF as monthly candles have been rejecting my entry 0.68532. Okay, we'll go take a look at CAD CHF as well. Ryan, what is up? Do you go to the gym in the morning or in the evening? Interesting question. Normally go around just before lunch. So yeah, I don't normally go in the morning. Morning is it's a lot of effort to go gym in the morning because you have to go before your day practically starts. And if I'm on the charts around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., then I have to go to the gym at like 5:30 a.m., which is just way too early. And in the evening, I'm a little bit more tired, don't have as much energy either as well. So I like going gym around 12 p.m., 1 p.m., just before lunch. Again, that's just my preference. Okay, so EURUD pound, EURUD pound USD CAD CHF and AUD CAD we'll take a look at. Let me just scan through some of the comments down lower. What's up, Rohan? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Took a week off after Forex meltdown, took a string of losses, which almost made me revenge trade to zero, but avoided that thankfully. Good. Again, I mean, self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key. That's one of the key elements in trading. It's all about decision-making, essentially. You could have decided to revenge trade and blow the account, or you could have decided not to, and that's what you did. So well done. And those kind of decisions, even though they seem very minuscule and very small, they're actually big wins, because another version of you might have actually just gone and revenge trade and blown the account. So, holding yourself back, holding those impulses and those urges are actually huge steps in the right direction. Because when I'm trading, a lot of the time, I'm stopping myself from doing stuff and forcing myself to do something else. And what I mean by that is stopping myself from taking poor trades and trades just because I feel like I need to trade, and making myself, stick trades out, trades that I feel like might not be going in my direction anymore. Let me just close the trade, take the profit and move on. Sticking to my rules and my management system, sticking to my stop loss, getting stopped out, making sure that I wait for price to go and hit my targets and I don't close too early, forcing myself to do stuff like that. And a lot of trading is just doing that, forcing yourself to do some uncomfortable things. Again, it's not crazy uncomfortable. It's not like we have to run 10 miles or anything, but it's uncomfortable to sit on floating profit that you'd rather bank, but you have to follow your management plan, which may see the profit go down or maybe see the profit double. And that's a big part of trading. And like I said, also holding yourself back from revenge trading. Taking poor trades and just making poor decisions. So when you do stuff like that and you recognize that you made a good decision, give yourself a pat on the back, because trading is literally that on repeat. So yeah, well done for that. Anyway, so I said a look at AUD CAD, EURUD. I do like AUD CAD. AUD CAD probably will be my watch list for next week, maybe this week. So I wasn't expecting price to retrace back to these areas so soon, but it might do that. But nonetheless, 80 CAD looks really good. 80 CAD looks very, very good. I'm loving the structure here. I'm loving the structure. Really nice lower lows and low highs consistently since this high over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kind of together. Looking for 8. I'm just looking for this to continue going down. I'm looking at price coming back all the way down to these lows here. Again, that's a long-term extended bias. Don't need to think about that too much. Even if I do get into some trades, I will not be targeting down there. I'll probably just target where we came from. If you can get retest of the structure here, most likely, if the risk reward allows it, my TP will just be at this level here. Keeping it simple, probably a nice little 1 to 3, take the profit, on to the next trade. But anyway, so AUDCAD's been showing these consistent lower highs, and this is really healthy market structure, Consistent lower lows, consistent lower highs. All we want to be looking here is just, where's the next logical place to short the market. This low looks okay. This low looks okay. I do prefer this low. This is why I highlighted it first. I do prefer that low slightly higher up, more specific zone, and this is closer to where we saw the momentum come from as well. So this level here could reject price for sure. But I'd rather bet my money on that level there at 0.91400. So if price can pull back a little bit higher, like I said, it might not be till next week. We could actually see prices continue lower at any point, really. Maybe the news later today. And we do have NFP on Friday as well. Crazy stuff. Could see even more dollar strength this week. You've already seen dollar rip to the upside, but with NFP, we might even see it double, which would be crazy. Anyway, so with forming these lower highs, I do really like the structure here. So if we can see something like this, nice corrective pullback, give me some downside moves, come up to those levels, I will be looking for some entries around this level here, just catching that next lower high, 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably got some nice fib confluence there from that low to the high, or the high to the low, sorry, coming to 0.5, 0.618. And yeah, looking for push down to these lows. If I feel If things look good, I may push down to this low. Most likely I won't, or if I do, it's probably because I've taken most of my profits. I might leave like 10% to run. But yeah, this is still an important low. You can see if I take this support level across and bring it across, it's still a very, very strong level of support there. So it is a wise thing to do to take your profit down at these lows. But I do expect us to continue further, so there's a chance of a breakout. But again, we're traders first, analysis second. So we want to be making sure we're taking our profit at sensible areas, not just because we feel like price will continue lower. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at there for AUDCAD. I like the structure, really nice momentum, good lower lows and lower highs. I retested some structure. I would anticipate further downside. EURAUD, this one ripped the upside. This one did a huge move, even taking out these highs on the left as well. So yeah, price should push through those highs like on Monday, I think. So I didn't actually get a chance to go long. So yeah, this is still the most logical place to go long for EURAUD. 1.58205. That's still the best place to go long in my opinion for EURAUD. Again, it will be quite a hefty pullback if we're to see price come and retest that structure. But if it's nice and corrective, the buys are still there. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at for EURAUD. Just to pull back into this level and then more upside. We've got a really nice healthy trend. The market's taking out some key swing highs. And all we're looking for is this trend to continue higher. We've got some resistance up here the market could be looking to push into. So you can see we had a nice little triple top here back in Jan last year. We had some resistance here, resistance there as well. It looks like price is using this massive level as support to catapult us back to the highs there. So 1.62 is my new kind of long-term target for EURAUD. I was studying this market quite a lot on the weekend, coming into the week, hoping that we can see that retracement to get involved. I just didn't see it, unfortunately. But with my extended target, I feel like we most likely will get a trade opportunity soon. Maybe not this week because the market is extremely bullish. So I feel like most of the price action from now to the end of the week most likely will be retracement. Maybe we might see another continuation. But yeah, unless price comes down here, this could be an area I probably wouldn't trade it. Not enough confluence, but it could be an area price does react at 1.588. So yeah, this is the only level for me so far. And yeah, looking for push long term to 1.62, but again, keep it simple, back to highs will probably be the target. So yeah, EURUSD definitely bullish bias. I see a lot more upside for this one over the next kind of couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months as well, depends how long it takes to get there. But all I'm looking for is the next high or low somewhere. And yeah, looking to continue that momentum to the upside. Okay, so I'll take a look at CAD Chef. HPR say is in trade for that one. What other pair did I say I'll take a look at? I completely forgot. Again, if I have read out some pairs and I forgot to go through them, just drop it down in the chat again and I'll take a look, because there's quite a few comments recommend different pairs, so sometimes I do forget. Pound USD, I'll take a look at Pound USD too. But yeah, I'll take a look at CAD Chef first. Or did I say Pound USD already? I have no idea. But yeah, I'll do CAD Chef, Pound USD. 80 JPY Big Bang will take a look as well. Euro Yen will take a look too. Which strategy do you use? Basically just Confluence. I don't think there's a specific name to it. Just technical tools, support resistance, trend lines, market structure, and just mapping out areas of high confluence, high probability, and taking trades from those areas. So I don't really know if there's a specific name to the strategy. I just call it confluence. Okay, so let's go through some pairs. CAD Chef, you said you've gone long on that one, I believe, or do you say short? Yeah, gone long CAD Chef as monthly candles have been rejected my entry. 0.68532, TP 0.69289. Okay, so 0.68532, 0.68532, so that's around here-ish. 0.69289, 69289. Okay, so that's basically playing the range. So okay, so that's not a bad trade, not a bad trade. Again, I'm not really a big fan of ranges. But if you're going to trade a range, what I've been saying for quite some time on the streams, if you're going to trade the range, buy low, sell high. And that's what you're doing here. And I suppose your stop loss maybe below this wick here, which would be a sensible place to put it. And yeah, I don't love it because I don't like ranges, but it does make a lot of sense. I can see in the monthly time frame the market is rejecting support there. It does make sense. The weekly time frame is just a big consolidation, really. So yeah, it's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade. You're playing the range. This is almost a perfect range, equal highs, equal lows. So yeah, if the market can see another swing to the upside, I would say maybe look to secure profit around the 50% mark, because 50% of the range is a good area where you do see the market fluctuate quite a lot, and sometimes you don't always see the complete swing of the complete swing of a range. For example, when we saw the market reject the high of the range here, we saw a nice downside move. Price got to around 50%. If I whip out the old Fibonacci tool, we can mark 50% a little bit more accurately. So this here is 50%, more or less. So yeah, you can see the market rejected the high of the range, had to push the downside into the 50% of the range. So this is a good place to secure profit, because sometimes the market could bounce around here and actually push higher, and it came back there. So if you enter the trade here, it will look good for a few hours, and then price will actually come back and stop you out, unless you hop back into the trade, and happy days. But 50% is a good place to secure profit, and maybe even go break even. And then if price is kind to you, it will break through the 50 and just continue higher back to the top of the range. But yeah, it's a decent range play. It's a healthy range. Price is fluctuating quite well. I do like that wick to the downside as well. 50% looks like a good place to secure profit. Maybe go break even, and yeah, push to the higher of the range. And like I said, I don't really focus to trade ranges, but if you're going to, make sure you buy low and sell high, which you're doing there. So nice to see if we can get a big move to the upside for that one. Pound USD would take a look. So yeah, Pound USD pretty bearish. I did close my trade from that one last week. Had that one on for quite a while. Did test my patience, a lot of pullbacks for this one, but eventually did get a nice follow through to the downside into those lows. It was like a 1 to 5 overall, but I didn't obviously I didn't actually close a 1 to 5 in profit, because I did take profit earlier. I took profit here and also took profit there, so I was around about 3.8, 3.9R, something like that altogether. But nonetheless, still a really good trade. I'm really happy with it. Really nice structure. And again, price was fluctuating around here. So over here, this was just no man's land. This was just price doing what price does. There was no kind of valid trade there for me. So I was just managing the trade and seeing what happens. I had my stop loss at break even. If price was to push up against me, it pushed up against me, takes me out of the trade. Cool. You know, I've already banked some profits, so it's not the worst outcome in the world. If price dumps and hits my TP, then fantastic, and yeah, that's what price did. So yeah, happy with that move. I still think there could be some good opportunities here for pound USD going forward. We've obviously got that massive double top all the way up here. So I do expect, if I go to like the weekly or maybe the monthly, if we go to like the monthly, this could be the next lower high of the market. So we've had this colossal move to the downside. It looks like the market is now retesting this structure here, price support, time resistance. And possibly we could be seeing continuation to the downside. So, you know, at best, we could actually see a move all the way back down to this level of support here. You know, rejecting that support could come, that resistance, sorry. We could see a move back down here to 1.1, which would be a crazy move. But it does make sense. Big double top there. Price is forming these consistent low highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, as long as we can maintain that structure. I'm looking at this happening for pound USD. I do have a really nice target down here at 1.16. Lovely level of resistance. We broke through. Didn't really see a retest of that level. Started that nice corrective move to the down to the upside. So this here is my next logical place here for pound USD to come into and test that support level. So pound USD. Definitely a bearish bias for this one, and looking to see if I can get back into some trades for pound USD. Looking to see if I can get back into some trades. Also, that we've had a nice daily candle closure. We've also got a daily candle closure just about underneath that wick there as well, breaking through that point there too. So I really like the structure I'm seeing for pound USD. You know, connecting these lower highs. You know, 1 over here, 2 over there. I'm looking to see if we can come back, tap into this support level. Really nice support level, as you can see. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, retest that structure there. This would be a very nice trade indeed for pound USD. Fits my plan well. Good confluence there. Probably maybe 50% of the fib. Yeah, 50% of the fib there. Nice trend line confluence. Really key level. Support, time, resistance. If you get healthy rejection of that level, yeah, I will be looking to enter some trades there, of course, with some confirmation. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound USD. Some pullbacks for this one. Targets, again, it depends what risk reward is saying. If risk reward allows it, I may just pinpoint that level. If it's like a 1.7 like it is now probably will look for the 1.6 level down there again. So yeah, pound USD expecting more downside. I love the lower lows and lower highs. We see a really good key level which the market was using as support. We can look to flip that as resistance. We didn't get the retest when we broke through as well. So we know that area is nice and fresh for a retest. Just want to see if we can get some healthy pullbacks for this one. And then yeah, short it back to the downside. Hopefully dollar can come back down and test some areas here, continue up higher. Kind of translate to pound USD going up and then coming back down. So yeah, that is the outlook I have for pound USD. Not really interested in buys, so sure, you know, bullish engulfing on the 4H. Yeah, fair enough. It's not reaching at a support level really, so I'm not really seeing much use in that bullish engulfing. It might see some upside. Hopefully it does actually. I want it to come up, so obviously, so I can sell it back down again. But it's just not really looking like a good opportunity. To long, to short though, looks great. To short looks great. Anyway, okay, so where are we? ADC Chef, we'll take a look at that one as well, no problemo. Okay, so C Chef JPY, we'll take a look too. Euro yen, I did say look at that one as well. ADNZD, we'll take a look. Seeing a lot of gold comments. We'll take a look at gold as well. DAX, yes, I did miss DAX, didn't I? You requested that ages ago. So yeah, if I do miss out a pair that you guys do comment on or ask to look at, and obviously I've completely missed it and gone a lot past, just drop it down in the comment section, and I'll take a look at it. But yeah, we'll take a look at the old DAX. And again, I haven't really been looking at I mean, let me just look at, yeah, GR30. So yeah, I haven't actually been looking at the DAX to be honest. I used to look at it just as much as the other indices, US 100, US 30. Funny enough, I don't really look at UK 100 to be fair. Yeah, no one's really actually been talking about the DAX on the stream, so I just haven't been looking at it. And I don't really trade indices myself, so I don't really have a personal reason to look at it, especially the DAX. But anyway, we'll take a look. So yeah, DAX is actually quite bullish. Other US indices don't look good at all. This one's still pretty healthy. It's breaking through that structure. We've had this colossal level here. Then we go to the weekly time frame. Big level here. Looks like the market's actually sustained that as support. You know, this was really critical support here for quite a while. We broke through that. Now price is kind of, you know, indecisive there, but since then we broke through. Now actually using it as support. So we could actually see a completion of the range and push back to this level here, 16K. Thanks so much, Parcash, for subscribing. Much appreciated. So you could actually see a pushback to 16K potentially, and actually see a continuation of that bullish move. Thank you so much, Joe, for subscribing. We can actually see a continuation of that move there back to those highs. It's at resistance now, so it doesn't make sense to look for some buys. No, it does. It does actually on the 4H. Down here though, obviously not here. This is not where you want to be buying the market. But down here does look good. We've got these higher lows. We've obviously got, where is it? There we go. So we've got one there, two there, looking at possibly a third here. Retesting some structure. Retesting some structure there on the left. Turn support. Delete the wrong thing. Turn support. This is not a bad buy. It didn't quite test it there. So let's see if price can come back down again and retest the level and then get the buy. We might spike a little bit low into this consolidation, a little bit lower potentially. But nonetheless, still looks like a good buy opportunity. And yeah, push back to these highs, and then I'll be expecting those highs up there. So yeah, the structure here is pretty bullish. We've just broken through a really strong level in the weekly time frame. On the full H, we've been seeing higher highs and higher lows since September 30th. Consistent higher highs and higher lows, so I've got to favor buys for this market structure here. And if we can get a retest of 15474, thank you so much, IGT FX, for subscribing. If you can get a retest of this structure here, 15471, or a retest of this range even, 15369, those are like fantastic places to look to go long. And you just want to be waiting for confirmation. Hourly time frame, even 4H, obviously hourly time frame, you'll maximize your risk reward a little bit better. But 4H still give you some good confident candle closures. And yeah, back to 15950 looks good too. So obviously completion of that range. You know, you can see that support level now actually acting as support there. So naturally, you know, as we kept seeing bullish moves to that resistance before, probably see a bullish move there again. Maybe you want to keep an eye out this high there, which is obviously what price is rejecting on. But the next target, if that high can snap, will be that 16K mark there. So yeah, DAX for me, very, very bullish market. But probably want price to come down one more time at least, test some support levels before looking to go long. So yeah, keep an eye on those areas. But I do like what I'm seeing. CAD JPY, okay, we'll take a look. I said I was willing to look at AD JPY as well, and Euro JPY. So I'll go through some yen pairs. We'll go quickly over pound yen, quick update on that pair. We'll take a look at Euro yen, AD JPY, take a look at NZ JPY as well, and CAD yen too. The guy, no problem, big up. Cartoon for kids, 100. Interesting. Hello, what is up? What about GJ Sell? Yeah, we'll go take a look at pound yen shortly. Secret Idiot, pound USD. Yeah, we just looked at pound USD there, looking at some shorts for that one. AUSD I will take a look as well. I hate when trades go like that, when price oscillates so long, making you hopeless, only to work in your favor after you get out from losing. Yeah. It happens all the time. And again, that's a big part of what trading is. That's a big part of what trading is. You know, a lot of people kind of fantasize about the technicals and the different styles of trading and doing this and doing that, back testing. But a lot of trading is just that mental kind of struggle almost. A lot of trading is just that mental kind of toughness of, you know, being in a position, knowing where your plan is, knowing what your thesis for that trade is, knowing your targets over there, and just simply staying in the trade. You know, it seems trivial, you know, that why can't you just wait? You know, why can't you just wait? Yeah, the mind is a crazy thing. The mind's a crazy thing, and it plays tricks on you, and then you end up closing your trade, and you're like, oh, I should have stayed in the trade. And the beauty of it is that you can learn from it. You know, no one trade defines you. Just because you exited one trade early doesn't mean you have to do that again. You know, you learn from it one time, and then you kind of correct it, which is obviously the perfect kind of scenario. But let's be honest, we're going to probably make the mistake probably about 10, 20 times before we actually learn from it. But it's the key concept of learning from it. But yeah, like I said, a lot of trading is just that kind of mental toughness of, you know, taking the trade, you know, being okay with the loss, sitting through the wins, taking the losses, taking the wins, managing a risk. A lot of trading is just that mental kind of toughness, that mental kind of struggle, which is a bigger part in technicals, because there's so many different strategies to learn. But at the end of the day, we're all kind of doing the same kind of mental exercises. But anyway, so we'll go through some yen pairs. Did I say I was going to look at pair before that? I'm not even sure. If I did, let me know in the comments down below. But I'll go through some yen pairs. So pound yen. Oh yeah, I'll take a look at gold too. Where's pound yen? Okay, so pound yen is there. So yeah, pound yen. Let's see how the 30-minute candle closed. Yeah, so that's a really nice bearish engulfing. Risk rewards probably not as great. Thank you so much, Marcelo, for subscribing. Risk rewards not as great, but it does fit the plan quite well. Really nice bearish engulfing. Looking for a push down into that support level. If price was to break through, then yeah, the risk reward will look a little bit more healthy. Say, for example, a push back down into that low there. You get around a 1 to 3. So yeah, that will make sense. This could be a nice little level to secure profit and go break even at. Around 162. That's a nice little bearish engulfing. So I do like what I'm seeing with pound yen. Obviously retesting that structure there. I'm still bullish bias here because it hasn't actually broken through any structure yet. So I'm still looking to see what we do on the retest of this level here. If we can get some good rejections, I will look to go long and see if we can get pushed back to this level and this level and so on and so forth. So I'm still looking at buys for pound yen. But obviously we need to see price come back down to 162. So on the lower time frames, there might be some short-term buy and short-term sell, into that level. If price can break through, then you've got some support here on the left. If price doesn't, you go break even, take some profit off the table. If it does reverse against you, at least you're still taking some profit off the table. But yeah, pound yen for me, all I can see on the full H is consistent higher highs and higher lows. So on the low time frames, sure, you guys on the 30, 50 minute might get some nice sell opportunities, retesting some structure there. But for me, I'm still looking to follow that structure to the upside. So I'll see what we can do in the retest. And yeah, there might be some nice buys to take it back up again. We'll have to wait patiently to see if we can get them. But yeah, pound yen, maybe some short-term sells there. NZJPY, we'll talk about some sells for this one as well, retesting some structure. Again, oh, that's a really nice bearish engulfing there. So again, that could be a nice little trade there actually. Nice short-term sell. Very similar opportunity to pound yen, looking for a push down to where we came from the Asian session. If we can break through, the risk will look a lot better, but push that support. It's about 1.6. If we can break through, I suppose you've got some targets here and got some targets all the way down here, which is the price swing low. that will really open up the risk to rewards, and you're looking at a 1 to 5, well, over 1 to 5, with a stop loss above that wick there. So I do like the shorts here for pound yen. We're actually starting to see some of the yen pairs give some decent sell opportunities here. Pound yen, what's ADJPY doing? ADJPY is not really, I mean, I suppose it looks like potentially could be forming a lower high with those wicks there, 1, 2, 3, but it's just not really at any valuable area. Even this area is kind of just going through the level. So yeah, ADJPY sells look good, but 91 to 50, 91 300 is where you want to be focusing your sales at. Anything here is just maybe on a low time frame, but hourly I'm not seeing much. Yeah, 4H hourly, the level to short from is this level here, 91 300, and then you can look for a push back down to where we came from, back to lows. So yeah, I do like ADJPY shorts. It's obviously breaking through some bullish structure here. We'll get some really nice higher lows. Where is it? Was it this level? Was it this level? Well, it's broken through that one. But yeah, we had some higher lows here. The market broke through that too. So we're starting to roll over and starting to place some lower highs in. We had some higher highs there, just about higher highs. Then we had some equal highs. Then we had some lower highs. Now we've got a bit of a bearish structure. So expecting this to continue and probably start taking off these levels as we go down lower. So ADJPY for me is looking actually like a good sell, but I do want price to push higher. I do want price to push higher before looking to short that thing. Not that it can't fall over from where it is now, but it's just not a good opportunity to trade. And again, as traders, we want to look for good opportunities, not trying to catch moves or catch this or do that. We just want to look for good trades. And quite frankly, I'm not really seeing that here with ADJPY, but if you do push higher, sure, there might be a good trade around 91 300. Euro yen, what's this one looking at? Yeah, this one I'm still bullish bias because the structure is still to the upside. Consistent higher lows since 3rd of Jan, as you can see here. So I need that structure to violate. I'm not looking to buy the pair. Just because I do have a bullish bias doesn't mean I'm looking to buy the pair. It's a different thing. When I'm looking to buy, there's a good opportunity to buy. If I have a bias, it just means I have a directional expectation of the market, which could change quite quickly if you start breaking through some structure. Certainly if you start taking out these lows here, if you start doing this, then I'll actually look to change that bias. And we could actually be forming a bit of a head and shoulder actually if you start doing that. So there actually might be some really nice reversal trades to go back down. But yeah, Euro yen, I'm not looking to do anything with Euro yen until some structure breaks. I did say on my weekly analysis that pairs like CAD yen and pairs like USDJPY, I'm actually waiting for some reversals to sell because the bullish structure is getting quite tightly knit, quite corrective. So I'm not really seeing good buy opportunities. On the lower time frames, you might get some short-term buys like we did here, like we did there, like we did there. Thank you so much, new pastor, for subscribing. So you might get some short-term buys there, but nothing that I'm looking for my risk reward anyway with my stop losses. So I'm looking for price to start breaking through some structure here for Euro yen. If it starts doing that, we might get some nice sells to go back down after. But quite frankly, Euro yen's in the consolidation here. So even if you are bullish biased, you do want price to start snapping to the upside and start looking for some buys up there. And if you're sell bias, you want price to start clearing out some lows here at 143. I would not advocate to trade inside of here. It's just too choppy, too indecisive. You wouldn't have too much edge in there. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook on Euro yen, and waiting for. Thanks so much, Francis, for subscribing. I really do appreciate everyone subscribing recently to the channel. Do really appreciate it. If you haven't done already as well, what are you waiting for? Join the fam. And thank you so much for everyone who's liked the video. And if you haven't liked it, what are you waiting for as well? So yeah, that's kind of my outlook there for Euro yen. In a range, but if you can start breaking some lows or even breaking some highs to the upside, there could be some nice trades. But yeah, nothing right now. CAD yen. CAD yen looks like a range to me. There is some high lows, yes. 1, 2, potentially 3 maybe. It's not obviously confirmed because we haven't actually created new highs. We are starting to form some lower highs though. 1, 2, maybe even 3. So yeah, this is a ranging market. The fact that I'm spending so much time calculating the direction, mapping out some lows, some highs, is not a good sign. When I find myself doing that, it means it's not clear. I want to be looking at a market saying, okay, I'm looking to buy. Like for example, USD trade, I can clearly see broken out that bearish structure, higher highs and higher lows. I'm looking to buy. Very, very simple. Whereas with CAD here, it's a little bit of both. Therefore, it's a stay out the trade. Stay out the trade until it becomes clear. So yeah, this is bullish structure here. Sure, we're seeing higher highs and higher lows, but now we're in a range. So we want price either to break out that range and get the reversal, or start breaking higher and get the continuation. Kind of similar to what we've seen on Euro Yen. So yeah, it's another pair that's kind of just choppy. I wouldn't suggest trading in here. Not that you can't find a trade, but it's just probability. You could get just a random wick. We've got some news coming up. We've got some CAD news coming up, actually. We've got some CAD news coming up. So, this could get easier spike to the upside, maybe form the third lower high, 1, 2, and 3, and then get the move to the downside. You don't want to become a victim just to a needless spike like that. You're much better waiting for the impulsive move breaking through some structure and then looking for the sell. Not that you can't, get faked out, but just the probability is much less, and especially when we've got news in about 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, I'm not too sure, something like that. 2-3 hours, we've got some news for CAD interest rate decisions. So it will make a lot of sense just to wait for the breakout, wait for the retest, and then start to follow that momentum either to the upside if the trend continues, like so, on the retest of some highs, like so, and then we got to buy the pair up, or sell it down. But yeah, in that kind of indecisive area, I'm not really seeing much sense. I'll take a look at gold next, since quite a few people have been asking about gold. Okay, so just trying to find myself where I was. So CAD, okay, I'll go take a gold. AUD's DSL, I was going to look at that one as well. AUD CAD USD sure. Pound USD has just broke the last low on 2nd of 1st 23. What do you reckon? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I do think more downside for Pound USD. I think there's a lot more downside for Pound USD and other dollar pairs as well. I'm pretty bullish on the DXY for the foreseeable future. I'm looking at DXY going 107,500. So I still see quite a lot of upside. Sure, there might be retracement. Sure, there might be downside before that or even during it. But in terms of the trajectory of the DXY, it's still firmly bullish. So pairs like Pound USD and Euro USD, I expect more downside. And yes, you're completely right, price has broke through those lows there. So this is the setup I see for pounds, some pullbacks and some continuations. So yeah, expecting a lot more downside. If I go over to gold, I'm looking at some sells. I know a few people will probably be looking at some buys down here at 1806. Again, I'm not a big fan of this setup. It doesn't fit my trading plan or analysis. I don't really get too much confidence with those type of trades, so I don't look at them at all in my personal trading. Yes, price might bounce from that support, but I think the sells is just a much better opportunity. You can still see the market trend to the downside. We had this fake to the upside here. We're seeing some really nice momentum. Your main goal as a trader should be looking at good momentum, good market structure, of course, and just looking to follow that momentum, because we're not movers of the market here. We're just small participants, and if we can get some good momentum, we're simply looking to ride that momentum and continue where the market is going. And all I can see here is just bearish structure. The fact that we failed the inverse head and shoulder, it shows just how bearish the market is, especially with these humongous candles coming back down as well. So yes, I do expect to see some upside and some retracement for gold. But yeah, the sells are definitely a much better trading opportunity to take, or to at least look at trading. But 1830, we've got that prior low here on the left. Price used that as support, broke through. If you can get a retest of that structure, that will be a very nice place to go short on some confirmation. And yeah, looking to push the market further. We've got 1807 as a nice little target there. Price might go further. This 1807, 1808 is actually a very, very key level on the weekly and daily time frame. So it would probably be a logical place just to take your profit and move on to the next trade. But yeah, shorts around 1830 look good. Hasn't retested the level, so we'll see what price does up there. There might be some potential buys and some short-term buys, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of those buys at all. So this is definitely the best opportunity I can make out for gold for now. Or even if you have a bigger retracement, onto this level up there, I think there'll probably be some nice shorts there, because again, we didn't get the retest when we came back down. So 1844, 1845 looks like a good place to sell off as well. Something like that. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing for gold at the moment. I'm expecting, because again, this is another dollar pair. This is a commodity partner with the dollar. So I'm expecting, a lot of dollar pairs to probably see some retracement, which is expected, after such big moves yesterday. Retracement is expected. It's not expected as in, okay, I'm going to buy it up now. It just means that, okay, I expect retracement. We might potentially sell off again. We might actually sell off before the retracement comes up, like someone did mention. Preview on the stream, we might sell off one more time and then get the retracement. So it's definitely not something that I'll look to buy up and take advantage of. But yeah, I do expect to see some retracement for DXY and then the continuation further down the road. So yeah, that's kind of my analysis for gold. A lot of people looking to long or wait for some pullbacks to short. Agents D will take a look at next. Trading the Zone, Mark Douglas. Yeah, good book. Do recommend a read of that book. It's a really good book for awareness of your decision making and what impact your emotions and your kind of feelings have in your trading, which is a huge part of trading. You could have wonderful technicals, you could be the best technical trader in the world, but if your emotions and your feelings, you don't really have them not controlled, because I wouldn't say anyone has them controlled, but at least aware of them and how they impact your decisions, you won't last at all. Don't be too bearish on GJ. If you look at the weekly chart, we have the last higher low of the up move at 161.18. This level the bulls will defend through blood and tears. Yeah, I mean, I'm still bullish on pound yen. Don't get me wrong. I'm still bullish on pound yen. The sell I'm talking about there is definitely a short-term sell. It could break structure and go a lot further, but for now it's still short-term because we haven't violated the bullish structure. So I'm still paying attention to this for pound yen. Up, down, up, down, up, down, which is still bullish. Still looking at something like this to happen. So yeah, I'm still bullish on pound yen and focusing on that 4H structure there. So this sell that I'm talking about there, which is actually really starting to kick off down the 30-minute time frame there, would be a nice little entry candle there and start to push through to the downside. So this sell opportunity is definitely short term. This 30-minute kind of trade, taking advantage of the retest of that structure, that double top there, test it once, came back again, really nice rejection. And if it does violate that structure there, it could go a lot further. So it could be a decent little trade. But you're right, I'm still focusing on the full H structure there. And until structure starts to break, that's when I'll go completely bearish on pound yen. Even if the weekly is doing something, if the full H starts to break, then I'm going to favor this. But yeah, my main focus for pound yen is to see what we do on this support level here at 162. Because 162 could send price back up again. If it starts to break, then that's when I'll back away from pound yen completely, fold my arms and just monitor what price does next. Because we already do have a slight bearish trend building up. As we can see, it's a bit corrective, but if it picks up some pace, it could actually present some nice sells if we can violate some structure as well. So yeah, I'll just see what pound yen does on the retest of 162. Okay, so Agents D, I did say I'll take a look at that one. AUSD, we'll take a look as well. By red folders, USD, your trajectories can go different. Of course, nothing I say is 100%. Nothing I say is 100%. Everything I say is just my opinion and my analysis. I don't really, I'm not advocating, okay, this is where the market's going, because quite frankly, I have no idea where the market is going. All I can do is just analyze to the best of my ability and give you guys my honest opinion. And sometimes I'll be wrong, which regulars of the market would have seen. Regulars of the stream would see when I'm wrong, I'll see when I'm right, and realize that I'm just another human being, to be fair. So yeah, the news could change everything. The news could change quickly. We've got NFP on Friday as well. That could change something very quickly as well. And that can change real quick. So yeah, my main focus is just stay in tune with the market structure. If the market's making lower lows and lower highs, I'm looking for some sells. If that structure breaks and we start to see a bullish trend, higher highs and higher lows, I'm looking to buy. As simple as that. Okay, so yeah, AUD will take a look. NZD-USD, AUD will have a look see as well. Pound NZD, I'm short. Pound NZD, should I hold? Hey, didn't you ask that question yesterday? I said you should have a plan. I suppose the plan is just ask me, but fair enough. We'll go take a look shortly. What's your view on Nasdaq US 30? It's very, very bearish for those guys. We'll go glance over. USD CAD Melody, okay, sure. Hey Poppy, welcome back. Long time no see. Since I took a break from trading, your channel has flourished, literally double the amount of viewers. Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, it's been some time since you've been on the stream, to be fair. But yeah, welcome back, Poppy. Welcome back. Good to have you on the stream. But yeah, we have had some new subscribers recently. Anton, on 4H, you can catch GP news on GJ. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay, let me just go through some pairs now. So AUD, AUSD, NZD-USD, we'll take a look. And we'll go through some indices as well. We'll take a look at USD CAD. We'll go through some dollar pairs essentially. Anyway, so AUD, NZD, last time I saw that one was falling. Yeah, it was falling quite aggressively. I think a couple people got into some nice shorts that I know of on for AUD, which is a really, really nice trade. Got some really nice structure here for that lower high, and price melted there. So with AUD, I'm still bearish bias here. We've completely obliterated the structure here on the left, of these higher highs and higher lows. And now the market's been forming these lower lows and lower highs. So we're just looking for that structure to continue. There's a possibility the market could be looking to come back down to these lows here. So that's kind of like a higher time frame target we can be working towards. But I like the structure. I would like price to pull back a little bit deeper though, just a little bit deeper, come and test the trend line. Probably a nice fib confluence around these parts as well, around 1.08250. If I whip out the old fib, that's not the fib. You can see we've got some nice confidence there, 0.618. So AUD for me looks like a really good short. It looks like a really, really good short. I'm liking the structure. The lower highs are present. We're seeing good momentum in the bearish moves, which is what I want to be seeing with my structure. I want clear lower lows and clear lower highs, but more importantly, I want to see some good momentum in the direction of the structure, and that's what we're seeing here. So the pullbacks is what you want to be looking for, which looks like price is kind of going through right now. And if you can get a retest of 1.08250, get some good rejection around there, I do think there'll be some nice entries to go short. Just take advantage of the bearish trend. You know, you can look for a push to back down where we came from, which is this support level here. We actually didn't quite test it, did we? No, wait, let me just move the fib out of the way. Yeah, we just missed it by a pip. That could be very annoying for some people with some TP set around here, because that would have just whipped and maybe just missed it and now had this pullback. Yeah, trading can be annoying like that sometimes. Anyway, so I expect more downside. The fact that we have not tested the level actually builds up confluence for price to come back and test it later, because there'll be liquidity just underneath which lines up with that level. So that's actually a good sign if you're actually looking to get back involved with the AUD. So yeah, shorts look good for this one. The level that takes my interest is 108, 308. It's not the strongest level in the world, but it's got some good confluence surrounding it. And if you can get some good entries around there, I do think that will be a good little trade. And yeah, push back to 107, 1.07, 400. And then we could go a little bit further. There's this low here. You can look to target if you're feeling a little bit braver. And obviously you got the lows all the way down there too. But yeah, bearish bias, really like the structure. Hopefully you can see a little bit more downside with that one. Okay, so we'll take a look at AUDUSD, NZUSD, USD CAD as well. I'll probably have a little quick scan through some indices since I have gone through them, but I'll do a quick glance over them. But anyway, AUDUSD, so that one actually capitulated to the downside yesterday. We had a weak AUD, which kind of happened overnight, for me anyway, during the Asian session. And then we had the dollar news as well, so it was kind of like a double whammy to the downside for AUD, whereas most other USD pairs kind of was only really affected from the news, whereas the AUD was already quite weak that morning, well, yesterday morning, and then even more weakness. But yeah, we do have some really nice structure for AUDUSD. I'm looking for price to push that into these lows. I remember I was calling this low out here all the way when price was trading here. And that's why we wait for bullish structure, bearish structure, sorry. That's why we wait for the structure to shift first before actually looking for the sells. Because I remember price trading here, I was anticipating the lower high to form around here and then get the move back down. But you can actually see, obviously with hindsight, price actually wanted to continue up a lot higher first. So this is why I wait for the market to break structure, give me some lower lows and lower highs, which it's doing right now. So now I can get some really good entries for AUDUSD. You know, if the market was to pull back and retest this structure here, 100% I'll be looking to get some trades, as long as I can get some good confirmation, of course. But yeah, now we've got some bearish structure, so the probability of price heading back down to these lows is pretty high now. You know, looking at what's going on in the weekly time frame, if I just zoom out, you can see the lower highs here. You got 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, really nice bearish engulfing there as well. You know, rejecting this price support level time resistance. There's a really high chance we can come back and test this low all the way down there at 0.62. So for AUDUSD, for the next kind of, well, I'm not too sure how long that could take. It could take 2-3 weeks. It could take a month or maybe 2. But for next whatever, I will be looking to short those pullbacks down to 0.62. So all the bullish moves I see, if it's a healthy bullish move with a good pullback into an area of confluence, I will be looking to short those moves down and see if we can take advantage of some really nice pullbacks, because this is a trending market on the weekly time frame. And now I'm just looking for price to go back and kiss this level down here at 0.62. Maybe even further, we could be coming back down to these lows here, which is COVID lows, which I wouldn't be too surprised if we hit. So yeah, the next move for AUDUSD is just waiting for some pullbacks. We had a really nice reversal here. We've gone from making higher highs on the way up here to now making some lower highs. And now I'm just waiting for the next pullback. And this is obviously the next logical place to go short from. So I'm not too sure if we'll pull back there. It's quite a hefty move. Price may be kind enough and pull back there, or price may just have a more of a shallow pullback, and then it might form some new structure and create some new lows for us to trade from. So it may be something like this, where we actually take a retest of this support level in the future somewhere, maybe next week or the week after, or price might actually just have that retrace and actually go and retest that level. I'm not too sure. It's quite a strong move. We might not see price come up all the way that high. So I do have a feeling that price might come like halfway, or maybe I was about to say 2 quarters. Half and 2 quarters, the same thing. It might come a quarter of the way or 3/4 of the way, or halfway, and then it might just roll over. Sometimes price does that if the level above it is a little bit too far, or below it is too far. So we might see something like that and then catch the retest of this low. So that might be the trade that we take. But we'll keep an eye on this level here, because that's still my number one in the area to short from. Thank you so much, Arish Sam, for subscribing. Do appreciate it. So that's still my number one place to short from, 0.67. But yeah, like I said, we might get that. And target wise, just looking at the left, really, we've got some structure here. I'm not too sure if price is actually already testing this area. Let me bring it across. Not quite. So that could be a nice little target to look at, around 0.65234. Even this low here, big push to the upside here. That will become of significance later down the road as a target to have as well. So yeah, keep an eye on those areas. But yeah, in terms of direction, 100% looking for sales for AUD/USD. NZD/USD, something similar, but I definitely prefer AUD/USD. Haven't actually really looked at NZD/USD, but I just know off the bat, yeah, 100% prefer AUD/USD. Again, long term, I'm looking for something similar as well. If I go to the monthly chart, you can see what happened there. A lovely retest of some structure here. If I take that across, really nice support, now flips to resistance, just seeing a nice bearish engulfing there. I'm looking for us to return back down to these lows here too. So NZD/USD, AUD/USD, I'm looking at us coming back down to those lows. Pound/USD looks like it might go back down to its lows. Euro/USD might do the same. USD/CAD's not too far from its respective highs as well. So yeah, higher time frames, monthly time frame here, nice bearish engulfing. There's a good chance that this month of March, you know, just after seeing February bearish engulfing, there's a good chance March's month will be bearish too. So yeah, I'm just looking to short the pullbacks. NZD/USD looks okay. I definitely prefer AU, so that's probably where my focus will be. Just because I've got a bias for all the dollar pairs, doesn't mean I'll trade all of them. I'll just be looking to see which ones are the best and focus my attention there. But you can see the structure is similar. It's similar, not as good. So obviously, AU is seeing a lot more aggressive downside and a lot more, you know, cleaner structure, especially of recent. Whereas NZD/USD is still quite corrective, but nonetheless, you know, if you can get a retest of some structure, partner up with a nice trend line with good confidence. Thank you so much, Caritha, for subscribing. I appreciate it. You can probably see a nice retest of this level here, 0.61800, and probably get some decent shorts there. So keep an eye out for this. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for subscribing. Do appreciate it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for NZD/USD. I like the lower highs. It's looking okay. AUD/USD looks a lot better, but it's still not a bad opportunity. Got some good confidence there too. And obviously, as of late, we're seeing some nice momentum to the downside. So yeah, long term, still looking at that move there. This low is definitely something to stay aware of. This low here was a price swing low, which gave us that move before price broke through. Taking that across, that will be a significant support level. So that could make for a decent target. It lines up with this low here as well. If I take that across, so lining up that support level, that actually will come probably a decent little TP level. And we might see NZD/USD do something like this. It might roll over and test the support level and then come up and give us the entries. So even if we do start rolling over, don't panic. We probably will get you know, between where price is right now and between there, we will see some type of retracement. Even if we don't get this setup, it might be a setup somewhere down here we get. So no need to worry. Thank you so much, Cam, for subscribing. So yeah, even if you don't get that setup, there might be a setup down here which we can get, you know, take a sell. But yeah, I do really like NZD/USD. It looks good. The lower highs are there. AUD/USD looks a lot better, but it's pretty much the same opportunity. Like I said yesterday with Euro/USD, because I remember yesterday we were talking about Euro/USD quite a lot, and price was trading at this resistance level. And I said I have a bearish bias for Euro/USD. You know, I'm expecting price to come back down to these lows. But I said I'm not looking to trade it just because I don't have too much confidence for my entries. However, USD/CHF looks really good. I've got a lot of confidence here. So this is the trade that I'm going to take. But then I said that Euro/USD and USD/CHF are both dollar pairs. They're probably going to move the exact same way, maybe at different rates and different paces, but they end up doing the exact same thing. So even though, you know, I'll pick different pairs to choose, you know, if you're looking at correlated pairs, they're all going to do mostly the same thing. So it's very, very easy to take many trades, and that's what I used to do before. I probably would have been short on euro, short on pound, short on AU, but obviously just over trading. And if things go wrong, it's the worst day in the world. If things go right, then yeah, it's definitely payday, but it's not sustainable. So just picking the best trade out of the bunch, you know, it just simplifies everything down. Even if you look at a set of pairs, say if you only look at 5 pairs or anything, you just pick the best trade out of those 5 pairs you look at. Obviously, I look at a wide range, so you know I rely on that a lot. Picking the best trade because I've got so many different opportunities to look at, different pairs. You know, it's important I just focus on the best ones because I can get carried away pretty easily. Okay, I'll take a look at USD CAD quickly. We do have about 10 minutes of the stream. left. So any last minute pairs you want me to take a look at, just drop it down in the chat. So yeah, just drop it down in the chat. I will be live again tomorrow though. I will be live again tomorrow, so I will. Actually, I will be live tomorrow, and I'll be live with Trade Nick as well, so I'll be live twice. But anyway, so USD CADs, yeah, favoring longs, another dollar pair, still expecting more upside. We could be looking for a push all the way back to these highs up here. We could be looking at a push to those highs. In fact, most likely probably looking for a push back to those highs based on the current structure. I said I wasn't the biggest fan of USD CAD early in the stream because we've just swept past these highs here, so I don't really like buying in these areas because it's still pretty close to the highs there. So that's the kind of only thing I dislike about USD CAD, but nonetheless, we've seen quite corrective structure, but since then it's picked up some good momentum, so I like this structure again. The higher lows and the higher highs are still pretty consistent. You can see you've got low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, some equal highs, higher low, new higher high. So the structure is slowly pushing to the upside, but since yesterday, momentum's picked up and things look healthy again. So a nice correction back down, retesting 1.365, will look like a really good level. We could see something similar to AUSD, where this level might be a little bit too far to actually get the pullback into. We might see something like this, maybe halfway, and then get the move, and then we might actually get the retest of this structure. Could end up being the trade that we take advantage of. So yeah, hypothetically, this is the best place to sell. To buy. It's the strongest level, a lot of wick rejections. This is where the momentum came from. So, and we haven't retested. So this is still the area with the most confluence, but we might only get something like this forming. We'll have to see. The market will move. It's our job as traders just to react. Okay, so I'll go over gold again quickly, and the indices as well quickly too, because quite a few people have been requesting USD JPY. We'll take a look. I don't think I've looked at USD JPY yet, so I'll go look at that one in a bit more detail. I see you use 4H a lot, but 1H is the universal time frame. That is the same for all brokerages. Am I right? What do you mean universal time frame? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Universal time frame. Yeah, do you mean the most commonly traded time frame? Because I think the hourly is probably the most commonly traded time frame. But yeah, I use 4H a lot just because of the time scale. It's not because 4H is a magical time frame. I just use it a lot because it represents the week's price action quite well. There's 6 4H candles in a day, so there's not too much difference each day within the week. So my analysis can be done on the weekend, pretty much for the week. Maybe I have to make a few minor details and a few minor changes as the week progresses, but most of my analysis is done on the weekend. So it means when I come into the week, I'm just looking at as price moves, staying up to date. There's not too much work for me during the week, so 4H is a good balance for that. And I like the pace. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. It gives me time to map out my levels. Yeah, it's just a good time scale to use. And I trade that. I enter on the hourly just to maximize risk to reward. Yeah, there's nothing magical about 4H time frame. It's just the time frame that I like a lot, so that's why I trade it a lot. But the strategy I trade on, you can use it on the daily. You use it on the lower time frames or the higher time frames if you want to. Is that a long sell on USD CAD? A long sell? Kind of contradicting yourself a little bit there. A long sell. It's definitely not, well, I don't say it's definitely not a sell because it's subjective. For me anyway, it's not a sell. Only looking at buys on USD CAD. NZD and AUD by Asian session active. Yes, they're generally more active during the Asian session. Pound news last week was heavy bread. Was there pound news last week? I can't even remember, to be fair. Yeah, all the weeks, just all the news just goes into a blur, to be fair. It feels like there's news every week at this point. Anthony got a buy stop on USD CAD 1.38, stop loss 1.37, 374, 1.38. Interesting. Why 1.38? Stop loss 1.374, 374 here. So yeah, why do you have a buy stop at 1.38? Is it because of this high here? Because at first glance it just looked like it was in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, not too sure. Unless you're talking about that high, which fair enough. But yeah, I'm not really too much of a fan of stops and orders. I normally just look for my market execution. Thank you so much, Cleopatra, for subscribing. I normally just focus on market executions and price action. But yeah, how come 1.38? Euro USD oil. Okay, we'll take a look at oil. Poppy, much appreciated. Yeah, guys, if you are joining the stream, please be sure to hit a like button. I know a bunch of you have subscribed so far. If you haven't done already, what are you waiting for? But yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to hit the like button. I heard at the start of the week that there would be a downtrend on USD. Where did you hear that from? A downtrend on USD? I'm not really seeing too much downtrending on USD. Yeah, I'm still quite heavily bullish on DXY. I'm still seeing higher highs and higher lows. Or did you mean USD pairs? So like pound USD, euro USD. Okay, that will make sense. So not on USD the currency, but on the USD pairs. GJ, good trade. What's GJ doing? Okay, yeah, it's starting to push lower. Again, it's not a trade that I've taken. It was just an idea on the lower time frames. But yeah, I'm still going to see what happens at 162. But yeah, if it does break through, then I will be folding my arms with pound yen. Anyway, let me quickly go through gold and some of the indices. So yeah, gold sells look good. I'm looking at 1830 and 1845 to short. Again, all these dollar pairs have plummeted, so we're basically waiting for retracement for all of them to keep shorting in favor of dollar strength. And yeah, looking for a pushback down to these lows. There's nothing really to do here. I know it's at support, but I don't favor the longs at all. Shorts is what I'm after. Indices, I'm looking at more downside as well. US 30, 33, 200, and also 33, 500 coming back to one of those areas. And looking to plummet some more because long term, I'm looking at price coming all the way back down there. So for me, for now, as long as these lower highs can remain intact, just looking for these lower highs. As long as they can remain intact, I'm just looking at more downside. So all the up moves we see, anticipating price to roll over. Same with US 100 as well. If it come up there, that'll be a nice sell. Same with S&P as well. If it can come up there, that'll be a nice sell upon some confirmation. I'll take a look at USJPY and then I'll go over to oil and then we'll finish it there because it's just gone 12. So yeah, USJPY. I'm not looking to do anything with USJPY. It's still a bullish market. I'm still seeing higher highs and higher lows. So my bias has to be bullish because that's the direction of the structure. But it's just like I said, it's too tightly knit. You know, you have to probably scale a lot lower to get some decent risk reward trades. So I'm actually waiting for the reversal for this one. Not that I think it will start heavy there. Not that I think it will reverse, but just because I want it to reverse. Because if we get some good reversal, I do think the sales will be a lot bigger risk rewards, and just a better trade in general. So that's what I'm looking for. But if you're in the lower time frames, hourly 30-minute, that might be a nice little retest of 136, 154 there. Move that out the way. So if you can come back down and retest that, I do think you can probably find a nice little trade, possibly back to highs. So hourly, 30-minute, keep an eye on 136, 100 for some buys. Because again, we are still seeing bullish structure. So that is still my bias until we break through some lows. So yeah, keep an eye on 136 and naturally target back to where we came from. What pair did I say? Oil as well. And oil, yeah, oil quite a heavy sell. We'll talk about some sales up here for oil. I said after this bearish engulfing candle close, that would be a nice little entry signal yesterday on the 4H time frame. It was a really nice sell there. Obviously, the news did help out. But nonetheless, we're trading at some key resistance. You can see the market is respecting resistance since all the way up here, pretty much, or actually there, to be honest. Consistent lower highs, the market's respecting resistance. So when the market comes back to resistance, more often than not, we're going to respect and come back down. So this is still where I'm expecting price to go to for oil. This is the next logical target, but I'm still looking at this. If this high breaks, that's when I'll put a pause in that bearish bias. But as for now, it's still intact. We're still seeing some heavy rejections. So oil, your next best bet for some trades will probably be a retest of this structure here. If price can come up, throw some wicks into there, get a nice little stop loss here. It's not the best place. You know, this was definitely the best place to enter because you get a safe stop loss, you know, above these highs. Whereas here, your stop losses are slightly at risk because there's a chance we could, you know, pop our heads up slightly and then roll over. But you know, if you get some good entries, it's still a decent trade. And risk reward looks pretty healthy too, back into those lows and then maybe those lows there too. So yeah, that's kind of my analysis there for oil, and that brings us to the end of the stream, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it useful. Again, there's no real currency pair that pops out to me that I'm keen to get into some trades. I'll keep an eye on pound yen, but there's nothing really I'm looking at. I'm still, I really love the structure for the dollar pairs for shorts. So AUSD shorts, pound USD shorts, those in particular. Yeah, pretty much AUSD and pound USD look the best. Other dollar pairs look okay, but those are probably the pick of the bunch. Thank you so much, Max Trading Espanol, for subscribing. So those would probably be the dollar pairs that I'll focus on, but I'm still pretty dollar bullish. So I need those pairs to be traced, which again might happen this week. It might take till next week to materialize. But pound USD and USD look really good. So yeah, I'm looking at those. I'll keep an eye on some of the yen pairs. I don't really have too much of a bias for them at the moment. I need them to start breaking out. Apart from pound yen, I'll keep an eye on pound yen. But yeah, EUR/AUD looks good, but I need some pullbacks. So we've seen a lot of good momentum recently, but a lot of that needs to be corrected first before I look to step back into the market. So at the moment, I'm just going to manage USDC HF. Still looking pretty good. Second target there, really taking some profit off from a break even. So this one's got to let it do its thing. It's interesting because we've got some more news coming out later today, and we've also got NFP. So even though I took this trade fully knowing that it could actually take a whole week for us to get there, maybe even 2, but it could actually be there by Friday if news is in my favor. It could be there by Friday if news is in my favor, or maybe even sooner. But anyway, so yeah, I'll manage this trade. I'll keep you guys up to date when I take profit, if it gets to that level. If I get into any other positions, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, thank you so much for coming onto the stream, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Moch, again, for moderating. I really do appreciate it because there's a lot of people on the stream now, so I really do appreciate you moderating. But I will be live again next week. Next week? No, I will be live again tomorrow, and with Trade Nick and A1 Trading as well. I'll drop the link to that stream in the Telegram. If you're not in the Telegram, go check it out. Link in the description to that. I've got my my TradingView Telegram TradingView link there too. Mixing up the words here. So yeah, I've got my Telegram link there and my TradingView link there. So go check it out. Post my analysis there for the week, trading opportunities, videos I create. So go and check that out. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe, drop a like, all the good stuff. Hit the bell as well. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets. So go check them out if you are looking for a broker. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. I really do appreciate all of you. Anus, thank you so much for coming to the stream. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.